What if death weren't the end, but merely the beginning of a secret journey that almost no one dares to speak of? Edgar Cayce, called the Sleeping Prophet, revealed something that radically changes the way we look at life and death. Imagine the body immobile, the heart still, but the consciousness is more alive than ever. It's not a fictional tale. It's a mystery that can transform the way you see your own existence. This idea is shocking, but it also sparks hope. After all, who hasn't wondered where the soul goes after its last breath? Perhaps you've felt this way in vivid dreams, when you seem to be somewhere else, observing everything with surreal clarity. According to Cayce, this state is no illusion. It is a reflection of what the soul truly experiences in the first moments of its passage. A reminder that we are facing something much greater than we imagine. And that's precisely why I want to invite you to reflect with me. If it were true that your consciousness continues beyond death, what would you change in your life today? Leave your comment below. I'll read them all. Enjoy and like this video. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss future content. And share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Before we continue, I want to invite you to take a deep breath. Feel the silence and allow these words to find a space within you. This isn't just another video. It's a dive into mysteries that can transform your outlook on life and the afterlife. And since every journey is richer when shared, I leave you with an invitation. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to continue receiving content like this. We're building a community of seekers together, people who aren't content with superficial answers. Here, every comment is valuable, so much so that we always read them all. So, if something touches you, write your experience in the comments. Who knows, maybe your words are exactly what another heart needs to read today. This space is a circle of exchange, and you're a part of it. Now, prepare yourself, because what you're about to hear isn't just information. It's knowledge capable of shaking long-held beliefs, and at the same time, bringing peace to the heart. What Cayce revealed about the soul's first steps after death goes beyond religion or science. And it is at this point that we begin to enter the essence of this sacred journey. The first moments after death, according to Edgar Cayce, are not of darkness, but of heightened lucidity. The soul perceives every detail, the room, the familiar faces, the suppressed tears. It is like waking from an intense dream, where everything seems more real than ever. You no longer breathe. The body is still, but consciousness. It remains awake, observing every movement around you. In this mysterious limbo, the soul begins to review life, not as a list of events, but as a sequence of emotions. What gave, what withheld, who helped, who hurt? There is no external tribunal, no harsh judge. There is only the confrontation with one's own essence. Imagine being able to watch the movie of your life, but without filters, without excuses, without masks. This is the shock that many describe as the first awakening. And for the first 3 days, the soul remains close to the body. It witnesses the funeral, feels the weight of prayers, sometimes even tries to communicate. How many stories have we heard of people at wakes who felt a sudden chill, a wave of inexplicable emotion? Perhaps it wasn't just imagination. Perhaps it was a final gesture of the soul trying to say, "I am still here." But soon, something greater begins to call. And this call paves the way for the next stage of the journey. After the first few days of farewell, something emerges that completely changes the soul's experience. It is not alone. According to Cayce, on the 4th day, familiar presences begin to appear, spirit guides that manifest as familiar energies linked to past lives or encounters in higher dimensions. The feeling is one of immediate comfort, like hearing a gentle voice saying, "You are not alone." These guides come not to judge or punish, but to guide. It's as if the soul is drawn by an invisible magnet toward a new space, the so-called intermediate plane. This place is not a heaven nor a hell, but a vibrational reflection of what the soul carried in life. If you lived with compassion, you find luminous peace. If you cultivated hatred and attachment, you see before you dense landscapes that mirror your own energy, not as punishment, but as a natural consequence. And this reminds us of something profound. Every thought, every emotion, every act shapes the frequency we carry. The soul discovers, undeniably, that no one escapes themselves. It is at this stage that many understand, too late to change the past, but still in time to comprehend, and this understanding, this clear reflection, sets the stage for the next revelation of the journey. As the path progresses, between the 5th and 10th day, the soul begins to realize that it is not only in the presence of guides, but also in contact with other souls traveling the same path. Some are familiar, some unfamiliar, but all conscious, each experiencing their own process. And here there are no spoken words. Communication happens from mind to mind in a silent, instantaneous dialogue where nothing can be hidden. This is where Cayce revealed a powerful truth. In the spiritual world, thoughts and emotions don't stay within us, they become the environment. If someone carries guilt, it manifests as dense shadows around them. If they carry love, that love expands as a welcoming light. It's like walking within the reflection of their own heart. This experience teaches that consciousness creates reality, a simple lesson, but one that many fail to grasp, even in life. And right here lies a risk. Some souls cling to what they left behind, harbor regrets or hold grudges. In these cases, they can remain on this plane for years until they accept letting go of what has passed. Others, however, feel the call to move on, realizing that something even greater awaits them. A place of profound learning where secrets of their own existence begin to be revealed. Between the 11th and 20th days, something extraordinary happens. The soul feels an inner calling, like an irresistible force leading it to a space of wisdom. Cayce described it as the Temple of Learning, or the Hall of Records. This is no metaphor. It is a real environment on the spiritual plane where the truth of life presents itself without veils. There is no judgment, but revelation. In this temple, the soul finds itself before masters and guides of great compassion and power. They do not appear to punish, but to teach. They show visions of past lives, choices made, missed opportunities, and hidden strengths never used. Imagine a teacher who points out your mistakes not just to expose flaws, but so that you understand the path and decide to grow. That is precisely the spirit of this stage, clarity and responsibility. And here comes one of the most transformative moments of the journey. Many souls realize they still have lessons to learn, and so they choose to return to Earth, not because they are forced to, but because they realize they must complete their mission. Others, however, continue exploring this space of wisdom, absorbing each revelation. But it is only the beginning, because in the following days, something even deeper begins to manifest. As the journey progresses into the 3rd week, the soul begins to remember not only the life just ended, but many others. Spread across the centuries, it is as if a veil has lifted and all the forgotten stories have come to light. Decisions made hundreds of years ago now appear clearly, showing that nothing was lost to time. Each choice was a thread woven into the tapestry of existence. For some souls, this revelation is painful. They realize they've repeated the same mistakes, cycle after cycle, like students relentlessly repeating the same lesson. For others, it's liberating. They finally see meaning in the ups and downs, as if the pieces of a puzzle fit together all at once. Pain gains meaning. Joy gains depth, and even seemingly chance encounters reveal themselves to be part of a larger picture. This realization brings a stunning clarity. Nothing was in vain. Every friendship, every loss, every victory carried an invisible purpose. And it is at this point that many souls make a silent vow to return, promising themselves to correct what they have not yet learned. But before fulfilling this decision, one last, grand encounter awaits them, an encounter that changes everything. Upon reaching the 30th day, the soul crosses a sacred threshold. The chaos, the doubts, the echoes of the past, all fall silent. What appears before it is majestic, a presence so radiant. It seems to envelop the entire universe. This is the higher self, not a shadow or reflection, but the purest, most eternal version of who you have always been. The encounter is like returning home after millennia of loss, a revelation that pierces the air like a divine flash. No words are exchanged, but a silent dialogue that reveals truths impossible to deny. Every detail of your essence is revealed in a single instant. Your victories, your mistakes, your most secret intentions. The soul realizes it has never been alone, that there has always been a greater spark guiding its journey. And it is in this instant that destiny unfolds into three paths: ascend to higher realms, return to earth to fulfill a new mission, or remain as a guide, illuminating the steps of other souls. Nothing is imposed. It is the ultimate freedom, but also the greatest weight of responsibility. Imagine yourself standing before a cosmic portal, three passages shining in different directions, each leading to an eternal destiny. The decision is yours. Many call this moment spiritual graduation, the pinnacle of evolution. But Cayce made it clear, even here, the journey does not end, for there is one final lesson that directly connects the life we live today to what awaits us beyond the veil. According to Cayce, nothing we experience after death happens by chance. Every thought, every emotion, every choice we make here is like a brick placed on the path we will travel in the afterlife. Those who live driven only by ambition and ego arrive unprepared, confused, trapped by what they left behind. But those who cultivate presence, compassion, and awakened consciousness cross the portal with clarity and strength. It's like training before a big marathon. Preparation makes all the difference, and this can be applied in very practical ways. When you forgive someone who has hurt you, you're not just freeing the other person, you're clearing the ground your soul will traverse later. When you choose to be grateful for the little things, even on difficult days, you're creating light in the environment you'll one day encounter. Even simple gestures, like listening attentively to a friend or helping a stranger, are seeds that blossom into realities much greater than we can imagine. This is the part that provokes the most reflection. If everything we do now shapes our future journey, then there is no time to waste. Living with intention doesn't mean perfection, but conscious choices, day after day. Ask yourself, what are you building within yourself that you will carry beyond this life? This question is the key that prepares the heart for the final stretch of Cayce's revelation. When someone we love leaves, the pain is almost unbearable. We are left with unanswered questions, with a heavy heart and a feeling of emptiness. But Cayce reminds us of something comforting. No one is lost in nothingness. Everyone walks this same sacred path, where they are guided, welcomed, and strengthened. Your loved one felt your love at the moment of your departure, and that love remains the invisible bond that unites you. And one day, you too will walk this path. But there's no need to fear. When you take your last breath, what will come will not be darkness. It will be encountered. An encounter with the truth of your soul. An encounter with those who came before. An encounter with the peace you've always sought. Knowing this changes the way we view life now, not as a burden, but as a precious opportunity to grow, to love, and to leave marks that transcend time. So, I invite you, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to continue receiving messages that strengthen the heart and awaken consciousness. And more than that, share this video with someone who really needs to receive this message today. It could be exactly the invisible hug that this person is waiting for,